Finally, we are here with G-Perms. This is the last video of permutation of the last layer in this series where we are teaching you full permutation of the last layer without algorithms. To watch the previous 3 parts, use the link in the description. Today is the final part. I will try to explain it without algorithms. We'll discuss finger tricks and recognition. Before watching this video, watch the video in which we talked about how to learn algorithms. The link is in the description and pinned comments, because in that video I have taught triggers which will be useful in today's video. So first of all, we will talk about G-Perm, GA-Perm, because there are 4 types of G-Perm, GA, GB, GD, and GC Perms. We will talk about GA. First of all, GA-Perm, right? You can find a headlight anywhere, and on the right side of the headlight there is a block. Now, R-Perm, understand this, the block in the R-Perm. I'll show you guys, it's connected. Look, this is the R-Perm. The block on the right side of the headlight is connected to it. But in this, the block is not connected, it's separate. It's totally different from R-Perm, it is the G-Perm. Before the algorithm, I want to teach you guys something first. I want to teach you something. There will be a trigger move. Now, what is a trigger move? If you guys remember that trigger move, I also explained it in my algorithms video. But I'll explain it here as well. R prime U, R prime U prime. It's very easy. R prime U, R prime U prime. I would say, before memorizing the GA perm, practice this trigger. R prime U, R prime U prime. Once more, R prime U, R prime U prime. If you are able to by heart it, you have learnt GA perm. Our holding position will be like this. We have to keep the block in the front. First, let's talk about the finger tricks for the first 2 moves, then we'll discuss the rest. Alright, so it's R2 then U, R prime, U, R prime, U prime, R, U prime, R2. And here's the really interesting part. These 2 fingers of yours are here, the index and the ring finger. You have to use both of these in such a way that U and D, U prime and D, all happen in the same moves. Now take this pair to the back, and our G-Perm is solved. Now it's time to learn about GA-Perm intuitively. You will have to remember the first 2 moves, R2U, then apply the trigger that we just learned. Now this very pair, we are inserting it here with RUR prime moves, but at the same time, we are also fixing the cross again. And our fingers are here. We all know that. We can do this from right here. We're placing this pair in the back without any special method. I just want you to know. It's not rocket science that I need to teach you here. There's nothing very intuitive about it, but I can explain it once again. Just a second. Yes, this is the case, so you have to remember R2U and the trigger move we learned. Now we have to insert this pair here, and after that, we are fixing the cross. These are R2, and now we will insert this pair in the back. And our GA perm will be solved. Remember, I have explained this intuitively. I have already said it before. You need to use finger tricks to remember it, but there's a difference between intuitive understanding and finger tricks. I'm explaining it intuitively, so I'm not focusing on finger tricks. So I hope you guys have understood. Let's move towards the GB perm. This is the GB perm. You get the headlight, and right behind the headlight, you get a block, so keep the block in the front. And apply the algorithm. But before that, I want to explain one more trigger. If you haven't watched the algorithm video, what can I do? Just learn it here. R prime, U R, U prime. Okay, in this trigger, what we are doing is breaking this pair of ours. R prime, U R, we broke this and sent it to the back. R prime, U R, U prime means if you know this trigger, then you already know this algorithm. What are we doing here? First, look at the finger tricks. F prime U prime, FR2 small u. Now the trigger move is R prime U R U prime, RU prime R2, and this is solved. Now let me explain to you a bit intuitively. What are we actually doing here? We are taking this pair out using the front layer F prime U prime F. Now it's out. Now you'll have to remember the next 2 moves. R2 small u is very easy. Anyone can remember it. Now the trigger move that I just taught you, and by looking at the last scene, you'll know that we'll match this pair by doing R. Now we'll solve its cross, and our GB Perm will also be solved. Easy, man. If you didn't get GB Perm, just rewind and rewatch. Repeating it will make the video too long. Let's move on to the last two permutation of the last layer, and finish our permutation of the last layer series. This is our GC Perm algorithm. In fact, it's the case of GC Perm. There's a block on the headlight and left side. Unlike the other R Perm where it's connected, this is the GC Perm. As always, we'll keep the block in front on the headlight and left side and apply the algorithm from here. But before the algorithm, I always try to teach you guys some triggers. Today I'll teach you again. We can't remember the GC Perm so intuitively, but if you remember this trigger, it'll help. RU2 is very easy. RU2 means look. It's better if I explain this algorithm to you guys using triggers. First, let's look at the finger tricks, then I'll tell you how you should learn it. R2 prime, F2, RU2, RU2, R prime, F, RU, R prime, U prime, R prime, F, R2 prime. Hey, I said U prime for the AUF by mistake. It's not a prime. Sorry, man. Let's talk about how we should learn this. First, memorize the first two moves, R2 prime, F2. You'll remember those. After that, I taught you a trigger, right? RU2, use that trigger. Now, memorize two more moves. You'll have to remember this algorithm. R prime F. After memorizing this much, do the CCC move once. RU, R prime, U prime. And now you fix this cross piece, right? While making the cross, fix this. And after that, there's just one last move left. You can figure that out just by looking at it, but just for you guys, I'll explain it once again. You'll remember R2F2, then I taught you a trigger move, you'll use that, then once again you'll remember RF, and then do the sexy move once. Fix your cross, and once it's set, doing R2 will solve everything. There is no formula for the GC Perm. GC Perm, NB Perm. You can't really remember these intuitively. I explained the NB Perm in detail in the last video, and people enjoyed it. Anyway, this is the last algorithm of the series. After this, we won't talk about any more algorithms. GD Perm? What is GD Perm? Will we get headlights? And exactly opposite to it, we'll find a block. You guys will say, hey, there was one opposite in GD Perm too. Yes, there was one opposite in GD Perm, but it was on the right side. Look, this is GB Perm. The block is on the right side here, and here it's on the left side. So this is GD Perm. Now, I haven't found any specific technique for this, man, but first, check out the finger tricks for the algorithm, then I'll tell you how to learn it. First of all, we'll do D prime with the ring finger. Also, its holding position is different from the rest of the G Perm. In the rest of G Perm, the block stays in front, but here, it goes on the right with the headlight on the left. You guys will do D prime with this ring finger and RUR prime. U prime D you can do together with the ring finger and index finger. And R to U prime, RU prime, R prime, UR prime, UR2. And at the end there's AUF, right? So these were the finger tricks, and if I show you how to execute them at speed, they're really fast. If you guys practice this, I'm applying the D-Perm algorithm here. Now you have to learn this intuitively. Okay, so first, remember the first move, which is D prime. Remember D prime. Now what are we doing? Next, we're removing this pair. It's a pseudo pair, okay? Pseudo slotting is different. Maybe we'll cover that later. We're taking out this pair. It came out with RUR prime. Now, when we were doing this, our fingers were already here, so you can remember your finger tricks that will do U prime D after this. After this, remember two moves, R2 and U prime. Once you remember this much, then you have to insert this pair here using RU prime, R prime, and the last one intuitively. You can see that this is white and this is its corner, so if you do U and attach them together, just like you fix the cross, it will be solved like that. G-perms are a bit tricky, but the way I've explained it, you probably haven't heard it like this before. Let me repeat. Remember D prime. Take this pseudo pair out with R, U, R prime. Your fingers will stay here. Move both of these forward, R to U prime. You'll have to remember this. Now you'll insert this pair here, and for the last part, you'll have to look intuitively at how we can attach this white piece like this, and then we can solve it like this, and boom, our permutation of the last layer series is finished. Finally, we've done today's 4G perm algorithms, man. Even on these, Yellow Lake. What logos? What personality? Anyway, today's G-Perm, actually not just today, we're ending this series for good. I hope I never have to make permutation of the last layer videos again in the future. You guys will understand from this itself. I know, man, it took a lot of time to finish this series, but it's still not over yet. 2 videos are still left, man. I won't just leave you guys like this. There are still 2 videos coming. We'll talk about AUF. Apart from that, there's one more thing to talk about. How to solve a Rubik's Cube in 10 to 11 seconds. I'll upload a video like this, and we'll look at example solves in it. Everything we've learned so far in this series, in these 25 videos, we'll give an overview of all that in it. We'll revise everything. I don't know what else we'll do. If you guys haven't joined the Learn Speed Cubing series yet, then go ahead and join it. In this series, I'll teach you guys the Rubik's Cube. I'm teaching you how to solve it in 10 to 11 seconds, and you won't even have to pay any fees for this. Check the playlist link in the description and start watching. With practice, you'll learn it too. Alright, I'm heading out. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe. I worked hard to teach you everything about permutation of the last layer and orientation of the last layer. Even I am surprised that I am giving so much for free. At least give a like and subscribe for free and hit the bell icon. See you in the next video. Goodbye.